please, before you click off, please watch this entire video. It's just a little over 8 minutes. I put a lot of work into this video. I think in total I put probably around 10 hours into this video. I put so much work into this video, and this is what all my quick analysis videos are gonna be like. So please, if you like this video, subscribe, because all my quick analysis videos will be just like this one, just as edited. Anyways, please watch the entire thing. Thank you. So really quickly before the video actually starts, I have a quick note to say. This video is the first episode of a new series of mine called Quick Analysis. The goal of the series is to review a bunch of different video games, old, new, in the middle, in under 5 minutes or 10, depending on if I have a lot to say about the game. Like, I have one coming up that is going to be around the 10-minute mark because it's such a big game. There are many games I would consider my all-time favorites, from Dying Light with the amazing gameplay mechanics and the amazing story, to Black Ops 1 with the greatest Call of Duty campaign of all time, don't fight me, and the amazing and addicting multiplayer. Of course, the nostalgia-filled Zombies mode. Even Dead Ops Arcade was fun for a quick playthrough with friends or by yourself if you were bored. But in my book, there is one game that is above both of those. Doom 2016. Doom 2016 is a game I played for a little bit back in 2018, 2017, around that time, and I didn't enjoy it. So I decided to sit down and play it because I was really bored one day, but then I got into it. I got really hooked. One day eventually became 2 days and 3 days and so on until I beat it. As of writing and recording this and editing this, I have beat Doom twice. Once on Xbox One and the other one on PS4. I even bought it on the Nintendo Switch when it was on sale, and honestly, for the Switch not being near as powerful as the Xbox One or PS4 or even a computer, it doesn't look bad at all. Like, the gameplay that's on screen right now is Doom on the Switch. It looks a lot better than I thought it would. For years now, I've struggled on the thought of what is my favorite game of all time, because that is such an elitist, like, top bar that you can't just keep switching it out. But for the past 6 months or so, I finally have my answer. Doom 2016. Doom 2016 has the best atmosphere out of any Doom game. And even though I love the way that the first original Doom games look and feel and just how they play, Doom 2016 surpasses all of them. From the way the enemies look, to the style of the weaponry, to the levels themselves, this game has amazing atmosphere. Even though Doom is amazing, it is pretty controversial in some ways with the gore. In a world where video games often get blamed for most of the violence going on in the world, Doom 2016 takes the gore level and raises it up so much, and that wouldn't be possible without the gory kill. Gory kill is a special animation kill that you can do whenever an opponent is weak, or obviously when they're glowing. I'm not going to stay on this category for long, but the point is, Doom 2016 has a great atmosphere and overall feel to the game. For example, like the final boss battle with the Spider Mastermind. The way they designed the Spider Mastermind, yes, it looks similar to how it did in the original Doom games, but I think it looks the best in this game just because the way the game has been leading up to that boss fight. And I think overall the feel of the game, or the feel of the final boss fight I should say, wouldn't be the same if that Spider Mastermind looked derpy or stupid. You know, I've got to say, the game's atmosphere wouldn't be as good as it is if it wasn't for the soundtrack. Doom 2016 is one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. The way the music just surrounds you, from in-game to even to all the way to the main menu.
How's this, Squidward?
It's beautiful!
Doom has really never been a story game, instead of being more of a run-and-gun style gameplay. The last Doom game was more story-driven, and it's probably the most hated Doom game out of all of them. That's because of the non-Doom feel, and it's straying away from the other Doom games. Doom 3 wasn't well-liked because it put story first and gameplay second, which no game should ever do. The original Doom creator, John Carmack, once said, "Story in a game is like story in a movie. It's expected to be there, but it's not important." What a statement from a game developer, saying that story doesn't matter. Obviously, that was a completely different time, and in the current world of gaming, a story is a must-have. If you haven't played this game and or you are playing it, oh my gosh. If you haven't played this game, or if you're planning on it, spoilers ahead. The game starts you off with your character, the Doomslayer, waking up in this stone shrine kind of looking thing. So really quickly, I have a quick note to say. While I was editing this, I realized that Doom 2016 begins in the exact opposite of the way Doom Eternal: The Ancient Gods Part 2 ends. As in TOG Part 2, they set the Doom guy in the stone coffin looking thing, and then they put the lid on. Doom 2016 starts with this machine taking the lid off and revealing the Doom guy and unchambering him in a way. Meaning, I don't know if this is true, but the Ancient Gods Part 2, I think, might take place before Doom 2016. I'm not going to mention the entire story. I just want to mention a few tiny little things. You then open a door, and then you grab the suit. The Doomslayer's suit. I love how the game gives you flashes of later in the game, because I'm pretty sure all the flashes within the satanic imagery as you put on the suit, I'm pretty sure those are locations you go to later on in the game. You walk down some more hallways, and this is where you actually can get the combat shotgun. You enter an elevator, and then
I'm willing to take full responsibility for the horrible events of the last 24 hours, but you must understand. Our interest in their world was purely for the betterment of mankind. Everything has clearly gotten out of hand now, yes. But it was worth the risk, I assure you.
What an intro to a game. Genuinely, I think it might be my favorite video game intro ever. Just the way the game teases you with the first couple of enemies, then having heavy metal music play over the title card, it gets you hyped. That's what an intro to a game should do. Later on in the game, you run into Dr. Samuel Hayden as he installs a tether in your suit. You find Olivia, and then she turns into the Spider Mastermind. After you kill her with the BFG in the mouth, you just shove the BFG right into her mouth, blow her head off. It's beautiful. Samuel Hayden takes the artifact, and it turns out that it's like an energy sword, and that's it. The game ends on a cliffhanger, which I guess back in 2016 that must have been a bummer, but obviously now, with us having Doom Eternal, it all makes sense. Sure, you could say that the ending was anticlimactic in a way, but honestly, I don't think so. I think it was a good ending. So at the end of the day, there are many reasons why Doom 2016 is my favorite video game of all time. I will be covering the rest of the Doom series eventually when I get to it, and of course other games. Doom 2016 was my first Doom game I've ever completed start to finish, and I'm happy I started with this one and not Doom Eternal or Doom 3. I think Doom might be my favorite video game franchise of all time overall, and that's because all the games are really fun. Even Doom 3, even though I've trashed on it a little bit in this video, Doom 3 still has some fun features. I was going to have a category and on the gameplay, but it didn't seem like it was that important to include. I know gameplay is a huge thing in video games, but the gameplay for this game is literally just your stereotypical FPS, you know, run, jump, all that. I will be doing the entire Doom series, like I said. Doom, Doom 2, Hell on Earth, Doom 64, Doom 3, and then Doom Eternal whenever I beat it. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the rest of the Doom franchise quick analysis videos.